about innovation, too often we think of it as purely a motivational issue, right? Disrupt yourself, we say. Reinvent yourself. Think outside of the box. But innovation is when a solution successfully makes its way to market, right? When the idea comes to life. Innovation is driven by what I call the 3 C's: crisis, curiosity, and collaboration. You see, collaboration is the missing link between being imaginative and being innovative, because there is no lone inventor, no lone genius. Steve Jobs would tell you all the great things ever built are built by teams. And as you build your network based on knowledge sharing and networking, you build these collaborative teams that can harness the power of innovation to not only survive change, but drive change and make it a competitive advantage. In the 1950s, Ralph Coverdale in the United Kingdom developed an elegant theory about the human response to disruptive change. I like to call it the roller coaster of innovation. So typically what you see is that when some kind of disruptive change happens in our life, whether it happens in the organization, whether it happens in the market, whether it's another regulatory wrinkle, the first thing that most human beings do is go through shock. I can't believe that's happening. We just kind of stop. I call it the deer in the headlines effect, right? We just stop. That's typical. All of us do that. Most people then move into rejection. So for example, I was really good friends with Jim Keyes in Dallas, who was the last CEO at Blockbuster Video. When Netflix came out, this was what he went through. He went through shock. Then he went through a period of rejection. And rejection meaning, we're going to just do business as usual. These guys don't know what they're doing. This is a tougher space than they think. And then they started to actively become resistant. I see this today with Yellow Cab, for example, where they're just so mad at Uber, all of their energy is going to being what? Mad at ride sharing. And it's very typical of how human beings, especially high-function human beings, deal with change. But sometimes you realize you're at the bottom of the roller coaster. You're in the valley of despair and you have no choice. What do? Well, you start to explore. Just like Blockbuster did 9 months before they went out of business, why don't we get into the mail business with no late fees and long lines? And they became curious and did some research, and then they approved, yes, the consumer wants home delivery, and eventually they identify with it, but what happened? They were too late. They were too late. I see other organizations like Walmart, when the e-commerce boom came out, they made the leap directly from shock to exploration. In other words, they made the leap from fear to curiosity. It's a quite conscious decision. Bill Ford Jr. did the same thing at Ford. I think that Ford is an amazing case study in quality, in turning around an organization, in taking the telematics technology thing that was coming from Europe and making it the thing they identified with in less than 2 years flat in a negative economic environment. So that's my challenge to you. If you're in a situation where there is disruption for whatever reason, make the leap as fast as you can from the shock to curiosity. Because there is almost no cost for you to pursue curiosity in an organization.